Hi, I'm Graham and this is Man v Film, and I am going to talk about The Gunman, one holy abomination of a movie that should never have made it onto the big screen, and I wish I could go back in time and unwatch this complete turd of a movie.
Man versus film.
Now, The Gunman stars Sean Penn, Idris Elba, Javier Bardem and Ray Winston. It's a good cast, it's a strong cast. It's directed by Pierre Morel, who did the Taken movies, and you could be forgiven for seeing the trailers and thinking this is going to be Sean Penn's Taken. Sean Penn was also a producer on the movie and he had a hand in the script writing. He's credited as the third screenwriter on it, which is hard to believe that there was actually three people came up with this and wrote it. It is based on a book called The Prone Gunman, and I can only assume that the book is far better and far denser and just more complete than this. What little plot there is set in the Congo when Sean Penn is working in a security firm and he gets called away on a mission one night and he has to assassinate the Minister of Mining Materials or something along those lines. After he does that, he has to leave the country, and it jumps 8 years time when somebody tries to take him out, and then he tries to get in contact with other people that were involved in the mission to find out why he's getting targeted. So far so good. The first 20 minutes of the movie I'm like, okay, this could be not bad. It's never going to be great, but you know, this could be quite interesting. Let's give it a shot. Then it very quickly turns to shit. So let's start ripping this thing apart and find out why it's as bad as what it is. First of all, the plot is just uninteresting. I'm not really bothered why somebody's trying to take these people out. I don't see enough of them to really care. Sean Penn character is a kind of blank slate. You were not given any real history about him, other than at one point he had a tash and a weird little goatee thing that just looks stupid. That is it. We also know that he likes to surf when he shouldn't. He once worked for a military operation and now he works for a health organisation trying to make things better, where he was once in that land killing people. So I guess we're supposed to think he's a tortured soul trying to make right all the wrongs that he did. Don't care. Javier Bardem is in it, completely wasted, and a character that's just uninterested and boring and lacklustre, and he just does all the stupid things and you're just like, why? Ray Winston is in it. He plays a Cockney hardman. That's a stretch for him, and it's an original part. I'm sure a role he's never played before in his career. And Idris Elba is also in this as well. Idris Elba is the second listed character on IMDb. He is in this movie for, I'm going to say, a total of maybe 3 minutes, and you're like, why? He's just been thrown a paycheck just to add another name to the cast list, and it's a character that maybe was more expanded in the book, but is given short shrift here. The acting is wholly terrible. Sean Penn has been in some amazing parts, some amazing movies, and has always given excellent performances. And for a movie that he seems to be invested in, like I said, he produced, he wrote, he stars, he seems uninterested. He seems more a case of like whipping his top off, you know, like I'm in my 50s and I've got a good build. Who gives a crap, you know? I remember the Liam Neeson movies. You know, he's in his 50s, he looks like shit, but he can still tear people apart with his pinky if he really wants to. It's hard to verbalise how bad this movie is. It goes on for almost 2 hours and it feels like 6. I'm sure I nodded off near the end at some point, and when I woke up I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. Characters' motivations don't really make much sense in this. One of the worst things that I really disliked about the movie is they give him this medical condition where, you know, I think it's loud noises or something, gunfire or things like that. Basically being in a war environment has caused his brain to swell up and have these episodes, so he's to stay away from loud noises and stuff like that. But he's also seen later in other scenes where there's no loud noises around about him, but he'll collapse to his knees and it does that wavy camera thing, and it just looks silly and there's no reason behind it. I'm sure in the book there must be a further plot as to why this is actually happening, why this disease or how it affects him. In this movie it's just, you know, a load of nonsense. You've got a 1 minute scene where a doctor tries to like describe what's happening and he gives him some pills, and that is it. But he's told that, you know, you could die, you could have Alzheimer's, this could really affect you, but here's some pills, just take that. And then he's jotting off across the world just dealing with this murderous plot to get him out of the picture. I really hope that you take heed of what I say here. I wish I could just say how horrible this thing was. It is a atrocity. It should not be on the big screen. You shouldn't watch it. You're wasting your time if you do. There's nothing redeemable about this movie. It's hard to think how this really, I wish I could verbalise how this affected me. Please make it stop. No. I I saw this movie so you don't have to. This is a complete turd. It's uninteresting action sequences. It has a plot that's uninteresting. The acting is abysmal. There is no redeeming factor to this movie. It gets a half star out of 5. It is a completely avoid. I wish I could give it 0 stars, but everything gets a minimum of a half star, and this is what this gets. Please avoid. I'll see you next time. Man v Film.